Hi, my name is Susan Dennison, and I'm between the stacks at Indian Trails Library. We're going to be presenting a series of short videos just to give you some little fun facts about libraries and kind of introduce you to some things maybe you did or did not know. So I'm standing in the nonfiction stacks today, specifically in the 700s, and we're going to talk about the Dewey Decimal System, which are those numbers that you've probably noticed down at the bottoms of the spines. So before we talk about how the Dewey Decimal System came about, we're going to go back to history a little bit. In the past, libraries had closed stacks, which meant that you couldn't just walk in off the street and browse and pick something up and take it home. You had to ask a staff member to go get you a specific book, and they would go get you that book, bring it back, you would use it in the library, and then they would take it back. Books, when they were purchased in those days, had permanent spots on the shelf. So for example, if you purchased a book on June 10th, it would be put in a specific place. The book that was purchased the next day would go right next to it, even if the subjects had nothing to do with each other. So while the librarians might have known where all the books were, the patrons or the members may have had a real hard time ever finding those books, which is another reason why they kept those stacks closed. So along comes Melville Dewey, who is an American librarian in the late 1800s, and he comes up with the Dewey Decimal System, which is basically 10 classes of categories for books or topics, and then each of those classes has 10 divisions, and each of those divisions has 10 sections. So we started from 0 to 9, and as I said, I'm in the 700s. So the 700s to the 799s are actually the decorative arts and painting techniques. So for example, right here where I'm standing, which is 748, that is related to sea glass or decorative glass. There's a book on books on depression glass, there's books on early American pattern glass, and stained glass. So you know that if anything you wanted to know in any library, you wanted to go find out and check out a book on decorative glass, you're going to find it in the 748s. It's a great system. It helps you find the books you want because the catalog obviously lists the books by its location according to the Dewey Decimal System. And for us who are reshelving, it's a piece of cake. So that's Between the Stacks, and I'll see you next time when we're going to talk about shelf reading.